Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to today's reading at Transform with Rian. And we are going to start off today's reading before we get into how your future spouse will first react to you, or your future spouse's first reaction to you. So we're going to do our general collective reading to get us into the high vibrational state to find out more about your future spouse. So take a deep breath in with me and exhale out. And do it as many times as you need to calm the mind and open the heart. So let's see what we have as our general message. Visualize. Visualize what you want in your life. It helps manifest your dreams faster. Make a vision board and meditate with crystals. Once you visualize, let it go to the divine and allow it to manifest. How perfect is this card for everyone? This is why I do these readings, so that I can help paint a picture for you and your future spouse. And of course, whatever resonates with you from your reading, keep it, visualize it, see it happening in your mind's eye, and you'll be that much closer to uniting with your future spouse. So let's get into the readings. We're going to start with group number 1. So let me move these to the side here. And we have to start you off, group number 1, to find out more about your future spouse's first reaction to you. We have the Badger card, which is perseverance. Dig in and see it through to completion. And then we have Axe, forces working against you. We have the Black Panther, Wakanda forever. I love that movie. Passion, follow your passion. And then we have Lightning, shocking change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Okay, and the plot thickens. We have engagement ring, engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. Oh, okay, I'm starting to see this picture being painted here for all of you today. We have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. And we have the Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. And lastly, Table, hard work ahead. Okay, y'all. So what I am seeing here is that your future spouse is not really going to react to you in the best way, or in that sort of like happy-go-lucky, positive way that we all like to think could happen for us. Why is that though? Why are they going to react in a very, I would say it's going to feel like they're a little bit displeased and they're turned off by you. And the reason why is because they already have someone in their life when they meet you. And this someone, they thought like, oh, this is going to be my spouse, this is going to be my partner. And then here comes you in their life, and you're going to kind of turn things a little bit upside down, because they're going to have a lot of passion for you that they kind of weren't expecting, and they really didn't want it in their life, because again, they were set, but you come in like a lightning, like out of nowhere, shocking them. And it feels like, in a way, to them at first, they're going to feel like you're a temptation, like you're a test to see how committed and how dedicated they are to their current path, which is to marry this other person, or maybe move in with them, or take whatever this relationship that's already present in their life to the next level. So whatever that looks like to them, right? They're going to see you as sort of this obstacle, this test. Oh my gosh, this is sort of like the plot of like a romance novel, or, it's the holiday time when I'm recording this video. So it's like this this challenge point within the storyline about true love and Christmas romance and all that kind of stuff. You know that scene where like the two main characters are like getting closer, then all of a sudden it's revealed that the love interest of the main character has already another significant person in their life. Do you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, like I feel bad for that person, but I really want the two main characters to get together. You know, that kind of feeling. So that's literally playing out in your future spouse's life at their first meeting with you. And so, you know, a lot of us, we tend to get attached to whatever plans we lay forth, and we like believe that this is the outcome that I'm going to get. This is the only way it can happen. And then life, universe throws some curveballs at us, all right? But, you know, your future spouse is really encouraged to follow their passion and dig in and see it through to completion. So why do you like bring out such strong emotions and such strong reaction in them, right? At first they're going to think like, again, you're this test that they have to overcome, but really ultimately what they need to find out, and they're going to do it at their own pace, is that you're the one that's meant for them. Okay, and you're meant for each other. And no tea, no shade against this person in their life, but they have someone else that they need to be with, just like your future spouse needs to be with you, right? In that type of situation. Ooh, ooh, you know what else I'm getting? Okay, so for some of you, the situation is that your future spouse has someone already with them. But for others of you, their partner had already passed on, that had already transitioned. And they thought that, you know, the person that they were with before, like that was it for them. Like they can't ever be in love that way again with anyone else. And they maybe even feel like, oh, if I fall in love with someone else, it will be a betrayal to the memory of my, you know, past partner, past spouse. And the thing is, like, that's not the case. Like, love always thrives, love always exists. And there can always be life and love after the passing of a loved one, of a partner. Do you know what I'm saying? And so you're going to be sort of that new life for them. Okay, so in some ways, for some of you, it's like the new relationship, right? A new life with a new person than the person that they are already with. And then for others, it's like a rebirth for them. You know, maybe their life was a little bit half-lived since their past partner, past spouse transitioned. And you're going to bring new life into their life, right? You're going to wake them up again, give them something exciting and wonderful to look forward to with each day. It's gonna, like, you're gonna warm their heart again and give their heart new life. Oh my gosh, I am loving this story of yours, this love story here, okay? So they're gonna have to dig in and realize that they're not betraying anybody. In fact, that they're honoring their true nature and their true self by exploring this love and this future with you, okay? And here with this ram, I'm feeling like there's actually a little bit of stubbornness to go around for both of you. So I'm feeling that, you know, they're stubborn and thinking like this is the way things are supposed to be. And maybe whether or not you know this when you meet them, there's a little bit of stubbornness of wanting to get to know them, wanting to build a connection with them. And you know, it may even be the case where it's like you just know that this person is someone important in your life. And maybe you don't realize that they're your future spouse from the get-go, but you realize like, hey, I need to have you in my life, like as a friend at the very least, you know? And or maybe you guys even work closely together and it's like, well, we have to be able to work together regardless of how either of us are feeling, you know, like we have to come together for this common goal with our job, with our responsibilities at work. And so there's like this stubbornness, like, hey, we have to be together on one end, and the other person is kind of like, no, we shouldn't get that close, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stubbornness, and one of you is a little bit probably more aggressive than the other, all right? So that's kind of the energies when you first met. So, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of hard work ahead with this table. And what I'm hearing with this is, laying your cards out on the table. This is really going to be important for both of you to be honest with yourselves about how you're really feeling and what is true to you. Okay, and then there's a little bit of bumps and there's a little bit of things that you're gonna have to handle and take care of when you first meet, but it's gonna be worth it. Okay, so it's about being honest with yourself first and then being honest with the people involved, whether that's coworkers, whether that's already another partner that you or they have in their life, that type of thing, okay? Like, this is how your love story begins. And, I think it's maybe most people kind of hope for things to be smooth and easy, and that's, not always the case when it comes to life. So let's get some more details from the tarot here. Let's get some more insight on this situation. All right, so this is already coming out here that this is destiny. This is like a pivotal turning point in both of your lives when you first meet, okay? And again, even though this first reaction from your future spouse doesn't feel so great, doesn't feel so pleasant, it's just that first phase. That's all it is. It's that first phase. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Oh my gosh, your reading has been so interesting. Ace of Swords, there you go. New beginning, new way of thinking, okay? New way of thinking about love and connection and meaningful relationships is what I'm hearing. Again, your future spouse was kind of like, hey, I thought this was it for me. I thought I had this kind of settled. I thought it was in the bag. And then here you come in like a bolt of lightning, kind of throwing their world upside down and calling them to think of their life and their future in a different way, with you in it. Here we have Seven of Cups. So it's about opening everybody's minds to different possibilities here, different ways of living life that you maybe never thought of. All right. So both of you, actually, I feel. Okay. And we have the Hierophant. So this is making me think of that song by Natasha Bedingfield. Do you know Natasha Bedingfield? The song is called Unwritten. And so, it's really about taking charge of your future and knowing that you have the power to write out how your future plays out by whatever decisions you make today and leaving the past behind, leaving old energies behind and old ways of being and thinking that just don't match up with who you are anymore. Like leaving all of those behind, okay? So the past has already happened. There's nothing you can do to change that. As you move forward, but you can change your current circumstances and situation to align you better with the future that you want and the future that you see for yourself, okay? And what I'm hearing now is that, your future spouse, with this relationship, deep down, they kind of know that there's something else out there for them, something more. But maybe they were just afraid to chance it and afraid to risk what they already have for the possibility of something better, And sometimes in life, you do have to take that risk. Sometimes in life, you have to take that chance and follow your gut instinct, even though your brain is kind of like, no, we shouldn't do that. Don't go there. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what's happening with your future spouse here when they first meet you and their first reaction. So Justice here. Let's pull out actually all these cards before we begin interpreting them. Knight of Coins, the Tower, and Five of Swords. So definitely what I'm seeing here is, like when one option is off the table for them, one outcome or one path is off the table for them, it's gonna be painful. It's gonna be scary. But once the dust settles and the clouds clear, they're gonna see like, wow, there's literally a treasure trove of options and new opportunities before me here, okay? I'm kind of seeing like, you know how sometimes when archaeologists or like miners, they have to use dynamite to like blow things up so that they could get into that treasure trove that, not catapult. Why am I thinking of catapult? This throne room, this treasure trove, they have to like blast through to get to it. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what's happening here. It's sort of that discomfort before experiencing the good stuff, okay? And here I feel like this Knight of Coins is again this sort of stubbornness and coming through from both of you, where it's kind of like, you were comfortable in your understanding of the world, in your understanding of your life, your relationships of love, and then, this crazy attraction happens, and then it's like a new beginning, and you just have to think of life in a new way now, okay? You have to think of your future in a different way. And kind of with this Tower and the Five of Swords, there is going to be a little sadness, a little bit of grief and loss of what happened before. And for those of you whose, future spouse had a previous partner who transitioned, who moved on, who had passed away, like they need to have their moment of grief on this new level, this new way of grieving, and then realize, they still have a future. Okay, even though the life with their previous partner or spouse has come to an end, at least in the living world, they have a chance for a new beginning. Okay, and so it's okay for them to grieve and let all that go. And with justice, what I'm really seeing here is that you both deserve to be happy, truly, truly happy, like everybody does. And just know that, your love isn't really about hurting other people. That's not why it came into existence, okay? So if this reading resonated with you, make sure to like, comment down below. I claim my future spouse. I receive my future spouse's love, okay? Write that down in the comments below if you're feeling this reading, if it's resonating with you. And if you love learning more about your future spouse, your future self, and future surprises, make sure you tap that subscribe button so that you always get notified when I upload a new video. And remember, my dears, it is never, ever, ever too late for your happily ever after. See you next time. Hey there, Group 2. Welcome to your reading to find out more about your future spouse's first reaction to you. All right, so let's take a look here at your cards. We have Girl Talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And we have Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. We have Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. Oh my gosh, I feel like there's going to be a good story here with this one. Porcupine, innocence, free yourself of guilt and shame. And then we have Fly, a period of ill health, depression. Okay, yeah, totally seeing it here. Let's make some more room. I realized this was out of frame. And then we have Salmon, determination. You know where you are going and you will get there. And oh yeah, you had a bonus card when I was pre-shuffling. So Love Call, someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. And the Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. Wow. Okay, so this is really, really interesting. I love, I'm really loving doing these future spouse readings because it's like I'm reading about these beautiful romances that are like blossoming before my eyes, or watching these like beautiful romances come together. But what I'm seeing for your future spouse's first reaction to you is they actually don't feel like they're good enough for you. Okay, what I'm seeing here is that they feel like they're not deserving of love when they first meet you. Okay, and so it's kind of like they've given up on love, really. Um, and when they meet you, it's kind of like they want to be with you, but they feel like they don't deserve you. Okay? So they kind of feel like love is over for them. That's what this Grim Reaper is saying. It's like they don't have any other chances. What I'm seeing is either they feel like they messed up in a previous relationship, or they kind of in their relationships earlier in life, like with friends or family members, they felt like they weren't deserving of love, or they didn't have like good examples of what unconditional love and giving and receiving affection really looks like. Okay, so maybe they didn't get enough love as a kid, or maybe, I don't know, they came from like a single parent household, and so they felt like maybe the other parent abandoned them. So whatever that story may be, I think it will be very different for each of your future spouses, but the underlying idea here is that they just didn't feel like they're worthy of giving and receiving love. Maybe they even felt like they messed up in a previous relationship, and so now they have this guilt and this shame, right? That they think they're like a bad person because of how their previous partner made them feel, or some maybe action that they took in a previous relationship, and now they feel like, oh, okay, I'm this terrible, awful person. And the thing is they want to love you. They want to express their love for you. And you, I feel like you definitely express that you're interested in them. But on your end, you're kind of like, I don't know what the blockage is. Like, what's happening here? Like, there's this fire, this passion, there's this connection between us, and like you're aware of it. But you don't understand what the holdup is with them. Like, you're at first you're kind of like, are they aware of this? Like, don't they feel this too? And it's almost like maybe you feel like you're crazy because, like, well, I feel this so strongly. Like, I can't imagine it being any other way. And why are they resisting it so much? And really, with this torch, it's like they need to awaken on their own pace, for better or for worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like they need to be enlightened. They need to grow spiritually. They need to be more aware and understand that, hey, this guilt and shame is not their burden to bear, at least not anymore, right? And that they are worthy of love. And there's a little bit of depression here, okay, with them. And I wouldn't be surprised if their depression and their pain is so deep that they're actually experiencing some type of physical symptom, all right? Whether it's like, I don't know, coughing, muscle aches, sore muscles, joint aches, headaches, right? Or upset stomach. So whatever depression, sadness they're feeling about this disconnect they have with love and finding love, it's having physical symptoms. And once they, kind of, oh wow, okay, so the image I'm getting is once they kind of burn away these old beliefs, then it will really help them embrace love again, okay, and receiving love. And what might be helpful for them to do if you ever get the chance to recommend it to them? We'll see, right? We'll see how it all plays out. But it could be, that simple practice of writing things down, like your thoughts and feelings, whatever you're wanting to be released, and then burning it. And then what I do personally is I burn it and I collect the ashes and I return it to Mother Earth. So I put it back into the soil and ask Mother Gaia to transmute and transform these energies for something that's nourishing to everybody. Okay, like releasing these outdated beliefs, worries, and doubts and pain to a healing energy, right? So that might be a very good practice or activity for them. As I'm looking back at this porcupine, let me use my words, with this innocence, what I'm seeing here is that actually they were innocent of any wrongdoing in the past. Like, they think they were the bad person or something, like, I don't know, maybe they're being punished for something they thought they did, but really they were innocent in this matter, okay? It's like everyone around them was making them believe or telling them that they were the guilty one, and so they started to believe that, but really they were innocent. So here with girl talk, so definitely they need to move on. Okay, they need to move on from this past. What I'm seeing here too is that they kind of convinced themselves that they were okay with being single, that they were okay with being alone. All right, because again, they thought like, okay, this is kind of the life that I have ahead of me, is that I'm just going to be single because I'm not worthy of having this loving, beautiful relationship with my partner, with a spouse, even. Like, it's just not something they dared to dream about. But you are going to come in and slowly break down those walls, okay? And allow love again. You're going to kind of awaken their heart. Maybe when they were little, it was awake, but for many, many years, it was kind of shut off, closed down. Okay, so I'm feeling like, with this determination, and this turkey, this is sort of like their higher self and the universe asking you to be patient with them. Okay? Just know where you're going and know that you will get there. Okay? Now, I'm not necessarily saying you should be sacrificing yourself in any way for them, but continue to live your life, do your thing, like you do you, boo, but just be there for them and meet them with where they're at. And what I'm hearing is like, yeah, you're gonna maybe think that they're behaving stupidly. It's kind of like, why can't you just get over it already? Like, stop beating yourself up. Stop like having these negative thoughts about your life, about love, about yourself. Like, why are you being so pessimistic, right? Like, that could be how you're thinking of the situation when you interact with them. But again, everyone has their journey. And what I'm seeing here is, everyone kind of has their part to play in the stories, right? Like a cast of a movie, the cast of a good book. Your role, what I'm seeing here, is just to hold space and show them what love looks like. Okay? But as far as kind of like the healing part, like fixing their problems, fixing their hurts, I'm seeing that that's actually not your responsibility here. Okay? If that distinction is makes sense. So maybe they need a therapist, a counselor, maybe they need to talk with their friends, right? And be like, hey, I met this person, they seem really cool and I want to get to know them, but I'm like damaged goods, And it's their friends that are going to encourage them and say, hey, like, don't blow this. Like, this person is interested in you. Like, trust that and get to know them too. And don't take it for granted that someone cares for you. Because it's a blessing. It really is. That's what I'm kind of getting. And so, there's a lot of hesitancy when it comes to your future spouse when they react to you. There's this hesitancy, there's this fear, and you have to be like that salmon swimming upstream, my love, and you just have to remind them, like, hey, you're lovable. I care for you. I do. And when you're ready, like, let's get this show on the road. Let's have our happily ever after. Okay, let's get some more clarifications here from the tarot because I feel like it would really be helpful for you to know more. Okay. So, okay, so Spirit is saying like 3 is good. 3 is good for this. First part, anyway. So we have 7 of Swords, the High Priestess, and 6 of Swords. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that they have a lot of demons that they need to face, a lot of inner demons, okay, that need to be healed. Excuse me, I had to grab a sip of tea. I feel like my mouth was getting dry. So they have a lot of inner demons that they have to face. When I'm seeing the 7 of Swords, I'm thinking actually of like the 7 deadly sins. And there's like some stages and some things that they just need to really work through. Okay, this is that spiritual development and enlightenment journey that you are kind of initiating for them or being the catalyst for if they're kind of already on that journey, So you're going to really take it up like a big notch there for them on this game to work through their traumas and their fears and their pain. Because again, like, let's just be real here, honey. You're the prize, okay? And you're a prize very worth having. very worth winning, okay? And they will come around. They will see that. And on a deep intuitive level, they know that. Okay? They know that. And, you know, not that it's a race or anything like that. Not that it's a race. Like, you will know it before they know it. Okay, because with the high priestess, I feel like it's both of you. Both of you know that you're destined to be together. It's just one of you picks up on it a little quicker, and one of you's like in a better position to accept it and embrace it than the other person at the beginning. But they'll catch up. Okay, they will catch up. I promise you, they will catch up. And here with the Six of Swords, you know, what I'm really saying is there's definitely some childhood stuff that will need to be healed for them, because we have this child here and this woman like kind of paddling. And, you know, right here, the water is moving like kind of wild and crazy, but it's a little bit calmer over here. And so they're kind of moving to calmer waters. There's a lot of emotional turmoil that needs to settle, okay, for that calm waters. For them to be in that space and kind of be in this new frame of mind of like, hey, I do deserve love. I am worthy of love. You are my love. And, you know, I get to be with you. There's no reason why I don't get to be with you and be in union with you. Let's see what else we got cooking. Okay. That one was like, pick me, pick me. Any other ones? Okay. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, sorry. This one also. Wow. Okay. So we got a good collection of cards here to dive deeper into this. First reaction to you by your future spouse. 8 of Cups. Walk away. 10 of Wands. Release that burden. Page of Wands. This fresh beginning spiritually. Wheel of Fortune. 6 of Cups. So here we have having fun. So with the 6 of Cups, there's this childlike energy that's coming through. And same here with this page, actually, this wonderment of just trusting your instincts. So I'm seeing here that your future spouse, you know, they really get in their head a lot. They like have a lot of worries, they have a lot of fears, like what if this, what if that? And really like what they should be thinking instead of what if is why not? Why can't I be happy? Why can't this be my future spouse? Why can't I be healed? Why can't I enjoy this beautiful life of mine? Right? So letting go of those what if. What if I mess up? What if I get hurt again? Right? What if I'm not good enough? Like all those kind of thoughts, they just need to let it go and just play and imagine like something better is out there for them. You know, it's kind of like I'm feeling like very Little Mermaid energy where she's like, hey, like I dream of being in this other world that I think is so amazing where my true love is, you know? And so they need to kind of go through that phase and dream again and reclaim their childlike enthusiasm and energy. You know, I'm really drawn to this like pink mer kid here. And there's something about the color pink that's going to be really important for your future spouse. Like, I don't even know what that's about. It's like totally random. But like pink might be the color of their aura. Pink might be their favorite color. Pink might be like a tool for healing their childhood self, you know, like, I don't know. It's very, very interesting. Like if they're male identified or masculine, like, you know, a lot of people associate pink with the feminine energy, right? Which I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying like that's culturally what a lot of people think. And maybe it's about healing that divine feminine energy within them. Like, I don't know, maybe they were teased for being too feminine, too girly, or too sensitive, too soft before, and they need to like heal that energy, right? That there's nothing wrong with being sensitive and having emotions and feelings. There's nothing wrong with the divine feminine energy that exists within everybody, regardless of your sex, you know? So, definitely fate that you guys are meeting each other. And like I said before, they need to walk away from these burdens of the past and embrace this beautiful future that they have with you. So if this resonated with you, make sure you like this video and comment down below. I claim my loving, amazing relationship with my future spouse. Call it in. And if you love learning about your future spouse and your future self, your future surprises, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And never, ever, ever forget, before you go, my loves, that it is never too late for your happily ever after. See you next time. Hey, 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 my group 3 peeps. Welcome to your reading to find out more about your future spouse's first reaction to you. Let's get started with your cards here. We have victory in some endeavor. Frying pan. Okay. Ingenuity with the monkey. The situation calls for adaptability and innovation. Oops, sorry, Crystal. Dragonfly, illusion. You know who you really are. And I just noticed I left one of your cards up here. It is bird flying. News is on the way. And talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. How perfectly does that match up with the bird one? Text, call, email, hoovering. I feel like that's supposed to be hovering. Maybe that's a typo. What does hoover even mean? Is that like when you eat a lot of food? I don't know. Maybe you know. Comment down below. I'm like, maybe I'll have to look that up after. I'll have to remind myself. Hoovering. Okay. The Sword and Rose. Oh my God, this makes me think of Sleeping Beauty. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. Wow, that's a lot of words. Okay, so maybe Sleeping Beauty is like a really big part of this story here that's unfolding about your future spouse's first reaction. Okay, I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want to date. Oh my gosh, okay, like it just hit me. It just got really, really clear. Okay, so your kind of first thing with your future spouse here is you're gonna meet each other, and I really feel like you're going to hit it off quite well, but then something's gonna happen that separates you. Okay, that's why that Sleeping Beauty story came into my mind, because you know, Briar Rose, well, at least in like the Disney version, I don't know what the other versions are like, if that's really her name, but anyway, Briar Rose gets taken away by the 3 fairy godmothers to get raised in the wolf in the woods, so that she doesn't, you know, die or whatever on her 16th birthday. They try to avoid that fate. And while she's out in the woods, she meets her Prince Charming, right? And then she's like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be like talking to people or whatever. Like, and so they have this cute little dance, and I really love that song. I know you, I've walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam. Oh my God, and maybe you both have actually dreamed of each other before. Like, what? Okay, anywho. So the prince goes back to the palace to, I guess, tell his parents that, yo, I met this amazing person. I fell in love with them, and like, I wanted to marry them. I know, kind of crazy, right, on a first meeting, but whatevs. It's a fairy tale, you know? But then, you know, Briar Rose gets her finger pricked on the sewing needle and then falls into this sleep, and then the prince has to go wake her up with true love's kiss. Okay, so they like meet, then there's this obstacle, and then they have to overcome it, you know? And so I feel like that's totally what's gonna happen with y'all. So again, different energies from the other 2 readings. You're gonna hit it off like wowzers, okay? You're gonna be talking, you're gonna be conversing, exchanging texts, calling each other, hoovering, whatever that means. And you're totally gonna like each other. Like, it's like very obvious. But then news is on the way. There's a little bit of trouble here. So there's going to be sort of this like separation, all right? It's like outside forces are going to keep you apart. For some of you, I feel like it's like a work thing where it's kind of like you're transferring to a new office, or maybe like one of you is in the military and you get stationed somewhere else. Or that you're moving on up in the company and so you're going to get relocated to a new branch, like something, right? I just feel like, I don't know, it's something related to work or your source of income or your livelihood, like something like that is going to kind of pull you both apart physically, okay? And then here, that's why this situation is calling for adaptability and innovation, right? It's kind of like, okay, is the other person going to take this chance and this risk and like go for it and move with the other person and start a life together, even if it maybe to your brains feel like a little too soon, a little too like, oh, are we just rushing things? Like, is this okay? We've only known each other for X number of weeks, months, days, whatever the case may be. And you might feel a bit panicked about like this sudden circumstance that feels like it's forcing you to commit to each other, right? So I feel like it's going to be something along those lines. And here, with this dragonfly, it's like you know who you really are. And what I'm feeling is kind of like, you know, this relationship is making you feel maybe a bit impulsive, a bit out of character of who you've known yourself to be up until that point. And then this person comes into your life and changes you in some way, okay? And you feel like, is this really who I am? That this person is making me do and think and feel things that I normally don't. But you know who you are. And the thing is, like, you're evolving and growing always. And, you know, with a relationship, like your future spouse, like, that's big stuff. So, like, doesn't it make sense that they will change you in some way, just like you will change them, right? And for the better, you know? Like, people come into our lives to impact us in some way, either help us affirm who we are or help us adapt and change to be a better version of ourselves, right? So you know who you really are. And maybe if I can just say this, a lot of times on this journey to more love, more joy, more peace, more happiness, it's really about letting go of these labels and these notions of who you think you are. Okay, notice I said think versus who you know or feel you are at your core. Okay, because society, your family, your friends, cultural conditioning will tell you who you should be. The key word here being should be. But this process here with your future spouse is knowing who you are, that inner knowing, okay? They're going to help encourage that in you. So just be mindful of that. Again, I'm seeing this word accusations here. And so I just want to caution you because what I'm hearing is that there may be some ideas and these notions of like, oh, your job is more important than me and what we have, right? Or like, am I not enough? Or why do I have to sacrifice where I live, my home for you? Like, why can't you decline this, you know, job or do something different, right? And I feel like there could be those types of thoughts or words that are said, and it's kind of like, well, don't you believe in us? Like, why can't you move with me? Like this is great for my career, and don't you want to be happy? Like, I worked so hard for this. Don't you want me to be happy and have this victory and claim it? And the thing is, you know, with real love, no one really loses. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. With real love, nobody loses. And, you know, for the longest time, I thought that love was about sacrifice. You know, I thought love meant sacrifice. And for me, I feel like it kind of stemmed from being raised Catholic and how, you know, we keep getting it hammered into us that God loved us so much that he sacrificed his only son, Jesus Christ, to absolve us of our sins. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that really stuck with me. And over the course of my growth and my evolution, I've come to realize that that isn't really a belief that's helped me in life. It's actually hindered me and it's made me afraid of love, you know, because I was like, oh my God, love means sacrifice. I don't know what I want to sacrifice. Like, I like everything I have right now. You know, I'm very happy and content with things. Like, what do you mean I have to let something go? And now I really believe it's not about that. It's not, love is not about sacrifice. It's about change. It's about growth and evolution. So it's not like you're giving up a piece of yourself that you held so dearly onto, that you love about yourself. It's more about letting go of the pieces of you that just don't fit anymore, right? But we use the word sacrifice. It's very interesting how words sometimes confuse us. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you feel me on that? Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh. I really love your story, y'all. I'm really feeling it. Okay, let's get some more clarifications here. Let's get some more tarot because this is so good. It's like a book that I can't put down. It's like a Harry Potter book that's keeping me up until the wee hours of the night. Okay, I just heard the number 5. So we're going to get 5 cards out from here. 1 already fell down. Okay. I feel like we should, let's look at this one first. That just like plopped out here. So we have 7 of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing with this is, okay, both of you had your own track, your own futures that you were seeing, and now it's time for you to really come together and see what your shared future is, okay? And creating that image in your minds now, all right? It's like creating space for each other in your futures, where it's not like, okay, I'm driving and you're the passenger and just along for the ride. It's like, no, we're both in charge of this ship here and we're both moving and steering it together to one common future, okay? And we have the Fool, so this is a fresh beginning for both of you, okay? Someone, what I'm hearing, is going to maybe have a fresher beginning than the other person, right? But it's going to be a beautiful adventure. So just trust and be optimistic like the Fool is, and just kind of let go of these preconceived ideas and notions about what's happening, because the truth is, like, you know very little about what's happening in the future, okay? You know very little about what's to come. And so just allow it to be a surprise and just know that you are protected, okay? Just know that. Trust. Pack your bags, honey, because it's gonna be a fun ride. We have the 3 of Cups, so a lot of happiness, a lot of bonding, a lot of connection here. This is a beautiful opportunity for both of you, you know? So we have the King of Wands and the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords here, again, I feel like this is emphasizing the idea, like, don't feel like you're trapped, okay? Don't feel like you don't have options. Don't feel like there's no way out of this. Again, it's about being, having a little ingenuity and thinking creatively, then how can we make this a win-win situation instead of like a win-lose situation. Now, like, it really doesn't have to be that way at all, okay? Like, there is a way out where everybody can experience some sort of happiness, fulfillment, contentment. There really is. You just have to be a bit creative about it, and every one of your situations is going to be a bit different. Okay, so again, whatever this circumstance is that maybe throws a wrench in the plan here, I trust that the 2 of you can come together and figure it out. Okay, so this is the King of Wands. So this is someone who is very charismatic, very good at strategy, very good at motivating and inspiring people to move towards a common goal, a shared goal, okay? They're very persuasive, you know, and maybe that persuasion is going to be good when you work together to kind of show up in the world, right? And maybe you're you or your future spouse, whoever it is that has this other job offer that has to move, like maybe there's some persuading that you can do to kind of make the situation a little bit easier for both of you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something that can be said to the other people involved that can help both of you out during this process. Ooh, okay, okay, that's really good advice. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I feel like this one and this one. And is there any other cards? Okay, one more. Oops. Dropped one. So we have the King of Cups here, the Four of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Wow, so a lot of court cards here. So I feel like there's a lot of people that's going to be instrumental in this. That it's like maybe you two have to think of like it's us against the world, but it's really not, okay? That you can enlist friends, family, co-workers, allies to help you like navigate this situation that you find yourselves in, okay? It's like you don't have to carry the weight on your own, that there are people that actually support your relationship, that want you both to be happy and will help you both out, okay, to make it work. So here's like, be very, very aware of your emotions, okay, and how they may be influencing you for better or for worse. Be imaginative, be creative, be optimistic and hopeful, you know, like how kids are. Kids just believe everything will work out. They believe that dreams will come true, that wishes can come true. And it's important that you believe that and realize that as well, okay? And with this Knight of Swords, ask questions, understand things more, okay? What I'm seeing here is like you never know until you ask, right? Like, how do you know people are going to say no? How do you know people don't want to help you? You didn't ask them. Like, we don't know what other people are thinking unless we ask and clarify, okay? That's just the truth of it, right? We may understand how people are feeling, we may kind of get clues about what they're thinking and what's on their mind, but we don't know for certain unless we ask. And don't be a fool and presume and assume you know what people are thinking and feeling, because chances are you don't. Like, let's be real. And lastly, we have the Four of Cups here. So what I'm seeing here is these beautifully ornate cups, okay? So what I'm seeing is actually there's a very bright future for both of you. That's what this victory is. You're going to overcome this. Trust. You will overcome this. Your relationship deserves it, does it not? So that was your reading. Let me know what if you liked it. Comment down below. I claim my future spouse. I claim and receive the love and relationship of coming into union with my future spouse. And if you enjoy these types of readings about your future spouse, future self, future surprises, click that subscribe button, won't you? And that way you don't miss out on any future uploads. So thank you so much for joining me today. And before you go, remember that it's never too late for your happily ever after. See you next time, loves.